No label in the grocery store is simpler than the label on a bag of sugar. And that is also why no category is less transparent. When I flipped over 8 bags and realized there was nothing to read, I had found the biggest blind spot in the entire food aisle. When a label is blank, nothing requires the manufacturer to disclose where the raw material came from, what filtration process it went through, or who actually owns the brand. The price gap runs from 3.5 cents to 18.7 cents per ounce for the same sucrose molecule, and not a single word explains why. So what is actually different between those 8 bags? The bag says one word, sugar. Not cane sugar, not beet sugar. Just sugar, the most generic word in the baking aisle. US labeling law does not require beet sugar to identify itself. Only brands that want to claim cane sugar need to say so. Pioneer Sugar chose not to. The real difference between cane sugar and beet sugar does not live in the sucrose molecule. That molecule is identical either way. It lives in the 0.02% of trace compounds clinging to the surface of each crystal after refining. Cane sugar carries a faint fruity note. It caramelizes evenly under heat. Beet sugar has a faint earthy edge. It caramelizes unevenly, produces inconsistent color in cookies, and increases the risk of scorching. In a blind test, most experienced bakers identify beet sugar by the texture at the cookie's edge and the uneven color. None of that is on the label. This is the label test. If the bag says cane sugar, the manufacturer is making a sourcing claim. If it just says sugar, they are choosing not to. About 95% of US sugar beets are a genetically modified variety. Pioneer has no non-GMO project verified certification. It is also worth noting that beet refining in modern American facilities relies on granulated activated carbon rather than bone char. So Pioneer is almost certainly bone char free by process, not by certified claim. Pioneer is the only brand in this ranking owned by a farmer-run cooperative. Roughly 900 Michigan farm families are actual co-owners, not employees of a corporation. Beet farming also uses significantly less water than sugarcane. If water conservation and domestic agriculture are your priorities, Pioneer has a legitimate case. There is a city in Texas whose name was chosen by a sugar company because that company owned the land, built the housing, ran the general store, and employed most of the people who lived there. That city is Sugarland. That company is Imperial Sugar, founded in 1843, 18 years before the Civil War. The company town model, Imperial owning sugar lands, housing, and retail infrastructure, persisted well into the 20th century. Workers were paid in script redeemable at company stores. The entire economic life of the city moved through Imperial's ledger. In 2001, Imperial filed for bankruptcy. In 2022, U.S. Sugar Corporation acquired what remained, 179 years of independence, then a merger. According to consumer advocacy sources, Imperial's white refined sugar uses bone char filtration in production, but that policy has never been publicly disclosed on the label or on the company's consumer-facing materials. The 2008 chapter is heavier. A sugar dust explosion at Imperial Sugar's plant in Port Wentworth, Georgia killed 14 workers and injured 36. Sugar dust can explode when suspended in air at sufficient concentration, a hazard documented in the industry for more than a century before that day. Imperial's extra fine granulated dissolves faster, integrates more smoothly when creaming butter, and distributes more evenly through batter. Imperial also operates a completely allergen-free facility, not a facility that follows allergen protocols, but one that processes no allergens at all. For anyone managing celiac disease or serious food allergies, that distinction is real and specific. Millions of American households have a bag of one brand in the kitchen while the neighbors have the other, and both families have been loyal to their respective choice for decades, as though they were making genuinely different decisions. They were not. Those two brands are Domino and C&H. Both belong to ASR Group, the largest cane sugar refining company in the world, controlled by the Fanjul family. The Fanjuls left Cuba after Castro's revolution in 1959, then built a sugar empire across hundreds of thousands of acres in Florida and the Dominican Republic. That empire eventually came to include both the white sugar brand every East Coast family buys and the white sugar brand every West Coast family buys. When you buy Domino and your neighbor buys C&H, You are both sending money to the same family. The U.S. Sugar Price Support Program, keeping American sugar prices roughly double the global rate, has survived administrations of both parties for decades. This is the lot code test. The lot code on every Domino and C and H bag reveals which refinery produced it. Codes starting with 1 or 4, Yonkers and Baltimore use ion exchange resin filtration. No bone char. Vegan safe. Confirmed by the Vegetarian Resource Group. Codes starting with 5, Chalmette, Louisiana, use bone char filtration. One number on the bag tells you more than the front of the package ever will. Check it right on the shelf before you buy. On pure baking performance, Domino is a genuinely reliable industry standard. Professional American pastry chefs calibrate their recipes around Domino because the consistency batch to batch is real. The Non-GMO Project verified certification is legitimate and meaningful. Raw implies unprocessed, closer to the source, more natural. There's a sugar brand built almost entirely on that word. When raw is applied to sugar, the FDA does not regulate it. That brand is sugar in the raw. Sugar in the raw is turbinado sugar. Cane juice pressed, moisture boiled off, then centrifuged. That step removes most but not all of the molasses coating, leaving the crystals golden with a mild caramel note. This is genuinely less refined. That part is accurate. But it has been pressed, heated, spun, and packaged. Raw is a marketing decision about where to call the ending point, not a description of something that skipped industrial processing. I noticed this when I lined the bags up. Every other brand in this ranking uses a standard 4-gram teaspoon, 15 calories. Sugar in the raw uses 5 grams because turbinado crystals are larger and heavier. That works out to 20 calories per teaspoon instead of 15 to 33% more per spoonful. Disclosed on the nutrition panel, but almost never noticed in comparisons. Sugar in the raw is produced by Cumberland Packing, the same company that makes Sweet and Low. The same family that built decades of business on saccharin now owns the brand positioned as the most natural option on the shelf. The flavor is genuinely more complex. The retained molasses creates a faint caramel depth that white sugar cannot replicate. Non-GMO, vegan, no bone char. The issue is the positioning, not the sugar. There is a sugar in this ranking that is minimally processed, bone char free, and priced lower than this turbinado, with no connection to any family I have described. That answer only comes in the second half of this video. Every brand we just covered followed the same formula. The packaging communicates confidence through heritage, through a friendly name, through a word like raw, while the real story about origin is either unavailable, buried in a lot code, or buried in corporate filings. When there is nothing complex to explain, there is nothing to investigate. And that invisibility has been useful to a small number of very large companies for a very long time. Is there a bag of sugar that is less processed, bone char-free, transparent about origin, and carries no connection to any empire I just described? Priced lower than turbinado in the paper packets on every coffee counter in America? The first bag in the next section has a natural straw blonde color. The straw blonde color is the first signal. This sugar was not bleached. It went from pressed cane to crystal with minimal intervention. The natural pigment of the sugarcane plant still faintly visible in the granules. USDA organic by certification, which means bone char is legally prohibited throughout the entire processing chain. The brand is Kirkland Signature, and it is only sold at Costco. The cane comes from organic farms in Brazil. USDA organic governs at the farming level. No synthetic pesticides, no GMO seeds, no synthetic fertilizers applied at any point in the growing cycle. Here's the number I had to read twice. Conventional Domino granulated costs roughly 7.4 cents per ounce at Walmart. Kirkland organic cane sugar costs roughly 6.6 to 7.5 cents per ounce at Costco. Organic sugar, certified bone char-free, non-GMO, kosher, and halal, at the same price or lower than conventional sugar with none of those guarantees. The assumption that organic automatically costs more collapses the moment you divide the price by the ounce count, rather than comparing sticker prices on different package sizes. Costco-only distribution is a genuine constraint. Without a $65 annual membership, this brand is simply inaccessible regardless of price. The 10-pound format creates humidity challenges. Minimally processed organic sugar absorbs moisture faster than heavily refined white because fewer of the crystal surface's microscopic pores have been sealed by the refining process. Store it in a sealed container. And there is no fair trade certification. At this price point, the question of who absorbs the cost difference is not answered by anything on the bag. Kirkland is the best straight swap organic option for any recipe calling for granulated white sugar. Same dissolution rate, identical caramelization behavior, with a faint warm note that improves most baked goods. Use it exactly the way you would use Domino. The golden brown color is the first signal, a warm amber that no conventional white sugar can match. This is not a dye. It is the natural result of not removing the thin molasses layer that forms around the sucrose crystal during evaporation. Morena means brunette in Spanish. The color is the entire mission statement of the brand. That brand is Zulka Morena. Zulka is produced by Zuckermex and distributed through Walmart, Kroger, Target, and Aldi. No membership required. Between 2024 and 2026, Zulka's retail market share grew while Domino's fell, driven entirely by consumer decisions at the shelf. No advertising campaign visible anywhere. The growth came from word of mouth and from buyers who read the back of the bag. Zulka's processing sequence is short. Press fresh cane juice, evaporate at low heat, crystallize naturally, package. No bone char filtration, confirmed on Zulka's own website. No bleaching agents, no redissolution and recrystallization to produce uniform white granules. The retained molasses layer is not an impurity. It is the compound responsible for the flavor depth. I get the same compound that makes brown sugar taste different from white. At 6.6 cents per ounce in the 8-pound bag, Zulka is cheaper than Domino at 7.4 cents. Non-GMO, project verified, vegan, and allergen-free. The people finding Zulka are not paying a premium to feel virtuous. They're getting a cleaner product at a better price than the category leader. Zulka does not carry USDA organic. Minimally processed is a production description, not an agricultural certification. Country of origin varies across retail listings. Some bags say product of the US, others point to Zuckermex operations in Mexico. Worth confirming on the physical bag you pick up. The golden color will also tint white frosting or royal icing where a pure white finish matters. Stir 2 tablespoons of Zulka into a quart of brewed tea. The crystals dissolve in about 30 seconds. And the result tastes the way sweet tea was always meant to taste. On pure certification terms, this is the most impressively certified product in the ranking. Regenerative Organic Certified, the most rigorous agricultural standard currently in commercial operation, carbon-free certified, USDA organic, vegan action, non-GMO, kosher, and allergen-free. No other sugar brand carries all of these simultaneously, processed within 24 hours of cane harvest on the only commercial organic sugarcane farm in the United States in Palm Beach County, Florida. The company is Florida Crystals. Regenerative Organic Certified goes beyond organic's do no harm standard. It requires demonstrated net improvement to soil health through active rebuilding practices, crop rotation, biodiversity restoration. The farm releases more than 1,000 barn owls annually to control rodents without pesticides, a practice that also supports local wildlife corridors. The Oquilanta power plant runs entirely on bagasse, the fibrous pulp left after pressing the cane juice, and generates enough electricity to power the entire operation with surplus sold back to the Florida grid. The refining process carries a certified carbon net zero designation. Florida Crystals belongs to the FanJoule family, the same family that owns Domino and C&H. Their Dominican Republic operation, Central Romana Corporation, was subject to a U.S. customs import ban over forced labor allegations involving Haitian migrant workers. That ban was lifted in 2025. The owls are on the Florida farm. The labor questions are in the Dominican Republic. The same family owns both. This is not a clean verdict, and the price of 15.6 cents per ounce makes it a decision worth making consciously. Florida Crystals raw cane sugar is at its best, where a golden color and molasses note are welcome. Brown butter shortbreads, dark caramel sauces, and fruit crisps where caramel undertones complement rather than compete with the main flavor. The question from the sugar in the raw section: is there a sugar that is minimally processed, bone char-free, priced lower than premium turbinado, without a Costco membership, and without any connection to the Fangel family? The answer is yes. Wholesome Sweeteners, Sugarland, Texas. The same city where Imperial Sugar was founded, and completely unconnected to any empire in this video. Wholesome belongs to Whole Earth Brands, a specialty natural food company with no stake in Domino, C&H, or Florida Crystals. When I traced the ownership chain, it ended there, not at a family controlling hundreds of thousands of acres across 2 countries, with a bipartisan lobbying presence in Washington. Fairtrade certification does something no other certification in this ranking achieves. It establishes a contractually guaranteed minimum price floor to the farmers growing the cane, regardless of where the global commodity market moves. When sugar prices fall, and they do, fair trade farmers still receive that floor. The premium the consumer pays at the shelf flows partly to that price guarantee, not to a margin optimization exercise at a refinery. The sourcing covers farming communities in Mexico, Paraguay, Costa Rica, Malawi, and others. Kirkland is cheaper. Kirkland does not carry fair trade. That is the honest comparison. The crystals are naturally straw blonde, unbleached. The sweetness lands warm, with a faint molasses depth that builds in baked applications. In chocolate chip cookies, the trace compounds in minimally processed organic cane sugar interact with the cocoa solids in a way that heavily refined white sugar does not, producing a slightly fudgier, more complex center crumb. I baked 2 batches side by side to confirm this. The difference is subtle but consistent. Wholesome is the most expensive brand in the mainstream retail tier, 13.5 cents per ounce in the 6-pound bag. For households managing a tight grocery budget, that number is real and should not be dismissed. Minimally processed organic sugar absorbs humidity faster than heavily refined white. A sealed container is not optional. Wholesome works best where sugar's flavor has room to contribute. Simple syrups for cocktails where the molasses note adds a round depth to spirits. Caramel glazes where the trace compounds accelerate browning at lower temperatures. And chocolate chip cookies where the molasses note works with the cocoa rather than against it. For anyone who wants a single bag that serves the morning coffee and the weekend baking without compromise, Wholesome in the 6-pound format is the most complete answer on this shelf. Domino came out of my kitchen after this research. Zulka replaced it for everyday use. Wholesome comes out when the baking actually matters. If a label uses a generic word where a more specific one is available, the manufacturer is choosing not to tell you something. That logic applies to honey and olive oil as much as it does to sugar. If 2 brands on the same shelf share an owner and carry different prices, the price difference is presentation, not production. The brand your family has bought for 30 years, do you know who owns it? Whether it used bone char in the refining process? And whether the label says cane sugar or just sugar? Every aisle has a category where the real story lives in who owns the brand. I am working through them one by one. The next time you pick up a bag of sugar, you already know the word sugar is not a description. It is the beginning of a question.